Good morning, everyone. My name is Anne-Marie Band, and this is the Moneyball Morning Report for the Benzinga Pro platform. It is Friday, July the 21st. It is the biggest Opex day, that's options expiry, day that we've ever had in the markets, with almost $2.4 trillion of issues that are going to expire today. So what might that mean? Well, it might mean a little bit of nothing if we didn't also have a gigantic rebalancing that's going to be in effect on Monday. They're just giving everybody time to move around, but Monday is that deadline event when the NAS will show up as something different. That's probably going to be a little bit more profit-taking from the tech end as they are rebalancing the strength of what's been holding in the charts. Now, let's talk about what's happened in the overnight. Overnight, we had a few folks try to say, hey, listen, let's short this area down here, and immediately the buyers came in. Okay, so what do we have? High-low, higher-high, higher-low, lower high, higher low, higher high, lower high, higher low. Okay, so we've got this formation in here that is really telling us that they're treading water, right? Most of the overnight inventory is long simply because we did not get down here, and a lot of shorts were not trapped here. Well, if they are short, that's where they're trapped, at that area. So that ought to bring a bunch of buying. If the format holds steady, what we should have is a failure somewhere around the 84 to 92 area. Okay? If the buyers get us above this 92 zone, we're off to the races again. It's going to fuel a whole other group of short action. All right? This is the region that they're fighting right now, and we've drawn this line quite a bit. So let me move it just a hair, just a point down. And we can see that we're above that 82 to 85 area, choking around there. Sellers are going to get super nervous if we breach there. Buyers are going to get emboldened if we hold there, and that is what is happening right now. The buyers just want to recapture it because this is a buy the dip event. Okay, so what are we looking for? Potential topping, but the overall formation says buy the dip. So that's really what we have to do. Numbers today to watch: 45.94, and if it gets up over there, you know what? 46. 46.13, 46.35, right? Those are the numbers ahead of that space. Sorry about that frog in my throat. I do not smoke cigars. It just sounds like I do because I suffer from allergies. All right, so what's happening with the Qs is not as much of a recovery in terms of percentage-wise, right? Still battling at the ranges, though. Right? This is the area that they are going to fight. Why? Old support. Is it new resistance, or are they going to recapture support? Sellers going to get very nervous, start to buy to cover up over this level. Buyers are going to get very emboldened and say, oh wow, now I've got the floor. I'm going to run up the flagpole and see how far we go, right? My suspicion is somewhere around this 15,870 or something, right? That's what we're looking at from that perspective. Again, congestion, but here's the thing. It's a buyer space, and so we buy the dip until it tells us that it's wrong. All right? So look at the weekly formation and see why this number is so very important. Using that same mechanical framework. Listen, above the close of the prior, sellers are going to get nervous, buyers are going to be emboldened. So what's happening? Buyers and sellers fighting around this zone to see who's going to win. Up above that 820, 840 area, looks great. But let them decide, go on that tight time frame event to see what happens. Let it break the zone, pull back, retest the level. Then you can take the long. If you chase out of the gate, you don't want to hang on. Just say to yourself, all right, I think I'm going to take some profit here, right? No need to be a hero. Today is going to be monumentally volatile in my mind. It could be a nothing burger, but I highly doubt it. So I'm going to sit very quietly on the sidelines and trade very systematically on my tight time frame. Somebody asked yesterday, they saw my zones and they're like, you got triggers every 4 points. What are you doing? That's because I trade tactically from A to B. I take my profit, I get out. That's how I pay my bills. Okay, I'm a tactical day trader in this environment, and that's what's happening. All right, doesn't mean that I don't have other positions and other portfolios, but for my futures perspectives, I'm not trading any kind of swing craziness here. I like to sleep at night, so I'm not going to be worried about that. All right, so as we take a look at the Russell, same sort of thing, a little bit more. Look, this is that zone it would have been looking at. So the Russell is doing well. We're seeing more rotation, price rotation, and sector rotation into what's going on in the Russell. I still think it's a topping formation, but we shall see. Big thing again with oil. I talked about the dollar on the rise in a tweet just a bit ago. That's going to affect a number of things. I'm not really sure if this is going to hold its area or if it's going to move out. Now, here's why. High, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low, not breaching the high. So if we do not close above 77 today in oil, we've still got a sideways pattern in my mind. I still like shorting the top of this intra-motion, not shorting it and going to sleep, right? That's what I like for that space. Last thing we're going to look at is gold. I've said, hey, listen, the bounces are going to be sell zones. We came right into this zone. It's trying to hold it, right? 2 tests there, a breakdown today, probably because of the dollar trying to recover, although these two things don't fall in sync all the time. What we are seeing is a little bit of price action that should fade. When is my thesis going to be wrong about selling gold on the bounces here? If it closes, particularly if it closes the week over 1980. If it does, it's going to run up this flagpole, right? And then that will be the next place that people are going to look to short, okay? At this juncture, I suspect that the pullbacks, people are going to still try to buy, but I'm not really sure it's going to hold. Notice every single high has faded straight off of that edge since its breakout. So the retest of the 1934 and even the 1908 area is what we are looking at. All right, for SPY, again, battle zone, 454. Above it, we're going to go into the wicks and potentially higher, 456. If we sit in this zone, that's going to be super interesting. I don't think it happens. But notice this. What's the trend? Up, up, up. Okay? Pullbacks or buy zones. Yesterday was the pullback event. Bounced very nicely. Are we going to have resistance and take over? Yes, at the first pass. Absolutely. We're going to bump into sellers right there at around 454.90. If the sellers push the buyers back down below 453.90, we're going to head back down and come into the ribbon. Okay? That's my suspicion. Everything looks like it's going to be fairly bullish, right? Series of higher lows really tell us that buyers are at the ready in all of the spaces. So we have to be very, very careful. All right? That's it. I'll see you all on Monday.